back to my channel. So today I thought, you know what the world needs is me telling you motivational things for about 5 to 10 minutes. So let's go! So I have been fairly busy today doing a load of business planning and stuff like that, adding to my dream book planner. I'll give you a little woo mind maps. So I saw a meme the other day that was like, girl help, I'm having ideas that are above my motivation level. And I thought about how difficult it can actually be to keep yourself positive and happy and engaged with life, and especially creative or practical pursuits. So my first tip is one of the most important, and it's never to compare your journey to someone else's. There's this beautiful Albert Einstein quote that I really love. Google, tell me the Albert Einstein quote about the fish.
Be greater than investigator. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid.
This. You can't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree as to how useful a fish is. And you can't judge your timescale by someone else's as to how successful you are. Everyone has different boundaries of what success is. And this is especially true if you are perhaps going through economic or familial difficulties, if you are struggling with your living situation, if you are in a really draining full-time job and you are trying to get something on the side started up. You are not the same as everyone else in the world. There is in fact only one of you in the 7 billion people on the planet. There's only one you. And there is only one you that can do all of the amazing things that you can do. You are the only person on the planet that has your unique set of skills, beliefs, and personality traits, and there is a little niche in this world that is carved out especially for you to fill. If you are worried that there is something that you really want to do and you've seen someone else trying to do a similar thing and they're always way further ahead of you, then take a deep breath. It's okay. You are working to your time scale based on your life. Not every success, or not any really fulfilling success, is instant overnight. It takes months and most of the time years of working steadily at something to improve yourself, to improve your skills, build up your contacts and your networking to get something done to a level that you feel like is what you're aiming for. It's also worth noting that as you progress more and more on your journey, your goalposts are always going to be moving forward. So it might feel like you're not getting anywhere, but in fact you just have to look behind you and see how far you've come and how many of those little impossible things that you never thought you would be brave enough to do, you've already just strolled on and done without even really thinking about it. Number 2. You are already super duper brave and incredible just for starting something. I know, concept. Most people keep their dreams in their head and in their heart, but they aren't brave enough to really go for them. The fact that you are starting something and you are considering really exposing yourself and going out there and saying, this is something that I want, this is something that I deserve, and this is something that I'm going to make happen, makes you basically a princess, sorcerer, royalty, superpower, just from that alone. The hardest step to take is usually the first. You are admitting that you really want something and you are willing to be really bad at it to start out with, to fail a few times, to fail some more, and to keep going in order to get to where you want to be. Do not let anyone discount you because you are already doing such an amazing thing just by being willing to get started on something. I really love this little pin-up lesson from Miss Lady Lace, but I think it's really applicable to all of life. and it goes as follows. You have the power to make your dreams a reality. Tell people what you want and create your own opportunities. Good things don't come to those who wait, they come to those who work hard and never give up. Everyone in the entire world has started where you are right now, feeling a little bit overwhelmed, feeling kind of scared, and feeling like they have no idea what they're doing. In fact, lots of people who are perhaps perceived on the outside as being at the top of their game or at the top of their field also feel like this regularly. That isn't meant to scare you, but just let you know that you are not a weak or bad person for struggling and for feeling maybe very mixed emotions, even if this is something that you really, really want to achieve. I'm trying to make this very generally applicable to all kinds of dreams because I know everyone's dreams in life are different, and I think no matter what they are, you can always kind of lose your way or get disheartened, and I really don't want you to. I really want you to feel amazing and to feel like you can definitely achieve every single thing that you want to. Give yourself credit. If I talk to one more person that I know who discredits all of their achievements, I'm going to scream and throw a bag of pixie dust into their heads. You're doing well. Oh my goodness. You're doing well, okay? Shouting aggressive positivity at the camera is not where I thought today was going, but we're here, so we're staying, we're setting up camp, and this is my life now. You are doing so much better than you think you are about 98% of the time, leaving the extra 2% for when you're sleeping or when you are having a complete veggie snail day. But that is still good because that is caring for yourself, which we will get to in a minute. But bear with. You are doing amazingly 98% of the time, and usually way better than you think you are. I know friends who run like 5k, 10k every single day, and they're always like, oh yeah, you know, it's nothing that impressive, and I'm always like, I can't run for 3 minutes. You're amazing. That's just one example, but there are so many people in the world who could not even dream of doing what you do on what you consider to be your worst days. Lift yourself up, give yourself credit for how hard you're working and how creatively you are thinking and how practically you are working and how much you are putting into making this thing happen. You don't have to be a millionaire, you don't have to be making money at a thing, you don't have to be able to win competitions at a thing, you don't have to be the top of the list and beating everyone else to be considered amazing, talented, hardworking, and just worthwhile, and to be considered a really, really amazing and impressive person. Usually we feel like we are constantly competing against other people. I think this is particularly true on things like social media, when it can feel like you are competing against other people for the spot at the top of the feed, or to be in the trending list, or anything like that. That's just an example. But in fact, don't think of yourself as competing against other people. I have been in musical theatre for over 10 years, I've talked about this quite a lot, and whenever I go for auditions or when I'm going for a role, I try not to think about competing against the other people who I know are also going for that role. Instead, I'm not competing against them, I am just pushing myself to be the best that I can possibly be. It's really unhealthy to foster a lot of competitiveness and jealousy towards the people who are alongside you on your journey, because those people don't have to be your competitors. They can actually be some of your greatest allies that you can share and trade advice with and share each other's successes. We should all be lifting up each other's success and not being upset about it or angry about it. Because if you are the kind of person who fosters positive connections with other people on the similar track to you, then that is only going to make you allies and friends and maybe even business connections along the way. And that's really, really wonderful thing to have. Also, just being nice for you and not to get anything out of it. It's going to do really lovely things for your heart and for your spirit. Yes, I'm a Disney princess. I know, I can't help it. It just happens, okay? This kind of sparkliness just radiates out of me. But being kind and being as wonderful to all of those around you as possible, and always trying to pull people up alongside you instead of stepping on people to get where you want, is going to mean that you have the most enjoyable and wonderful journey possible. My next tip is to enjoy the journey. Try not to stress about it. And I know this can be difficult, particularly when people are doing things like starting small businesses and there's things like money and quite high stakes involved. But surely you're doing this thing because you love it, because you're passionate about it, because it interests you and it makes all of the little neurons in your brain go, woo! You should enjoy yourself, enjoy the journey. Don't stress all the time about a destination and just enjoy going along for the ride. This includes caring for yourself. So doing things like sleeping well as much as possible. I know some people have medical insomnia, you should get that checked out. But sleeping well, eating well, sweet corn is great. Taking vitamins that you are deficient in if you need to make sure that your body is nice and balanced. Hydrating as much as possible. Being kind to your spirit, being kind in the way that you think about yourself and the way that you think about your achievements. Don't call yourself stupid. Don't call yourself lazy. Don't call yourself worthless or crazy. The way that you speak about yourself to yourself really matters, especially when you're trying to achieve big things that make you really happy. You want to be your own biggest supporter. One of the best positive affirmations that I use all the time, that I find really helps me, that I hope can help all of you, is just 4 very simple statements, and they are as follows. You are strong, you are kind, you are powerful, you are divine. I love it partially because it rhymes, but also because it reminds me of our most intrinsic qualities. You have such a high inner strength about you. You have gotten this far and you have gotten through all of the worst days that you never thought you'd be able to handle to still be sitting here watching me today. You are kind. You have people that love you and care about you and miss you when you're not in the room. People who talk about you and people who remember all of the wonderful things you have done for them. And you have kindness in your spirit that I'm sure you share with all of those around you as much as possible. You are powerful because you have the power to chase your dreams and to stand up for yourself and to stand up for things that you believe in and to stand up for things that you're passionate about and to create things that no one else in the world could possibly make because they are not in here and they don't have your imagination and your spirit and your heart. That's some serious power. And divinity, I am not a particularly religious person. I do not follow any organised religion. I am, however, quite spiritual, and I do believe that we are all kind of magical. We're made out of stardust, and we are weird little meat bags powered by electricity, and we are tiny specks in the scope of this massive never-ending universe, and we don't even know what it all means yet. I find that all super duper comforting and really helps to kind of perk me up on my more down days. So that is my biggest positive affirmation. You are strong, you are kind, you are powerful, you are divine. And if you say it to yourself in first person, so I'm strong, I'm kind, I'm powerful, I am divine, then I find that that really helps me. I have a few crystals that have really positive energy in them that I tend to use when I really need a good boost. So I will hold them in between my hands, or I will hold them to my heart or to my chest, and I will just repeat that affirmation, and it really helps to kind of cleanse me out and just makes me feel a million times better. That is just my personal thing. I'm not saying you have to do it by any means. I know some people think that crystals and anything like that are hogwash. If you are a religious person who believes in the power of prayer or chanting or anything like that, if you are an atheist who just thinks that positive affirmations are a good way to get yourself in a really good mindset, which they definitely are, or if you're just like, heck, I'll give it a go, why not, then join me in the Positive Affirmation Club, because nothing makes you feel better like saying and trying to deeply believe really good things about yourself and the world. I like to personally surround myself with really beautiful things, and that helps to keep me happy and motivated on my journey. I look at things like these lovely roses, for example, or beautiful jewellery, or my nice dresses, or the blue sky. I look around and I think about filling a space that's mine with beautiful things that inspire me, that make me happy, to treat myself for my own success, for how well I'm doing and how hard I'm working and how well I'm doing every single day. Every day is an opportunity to grow and to be happy and to share experiences with people and to work that little bit harder and to take tiny steps towards achieving your dream. That's one of my biggest tips. Take tiny steps every day. So one day, for example, you could create a dream book. Luckily, I have a 20-minute video on how to do just that. So I will leave that linked in a card up there. And that can be what you do for that day. Next day you could email and set up a contact with someone that you would really like to seek advice from, have a conversation with, or maybe even send in your CV to somewhere. Take small steps that feel manageable but significant, and then that will spur you on to taking bigger steps and taking bigger risks. And before you know it, you will be absolutely dauntless. So I really hope that this video was helpful, motivational, calming, anything like that. I just really enjoy boosting people up and making them happy. So please do let me know if I did that for you. And I hope that you will all remember to have courage and be kind and may all of your dreams come true. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! This is the worst angle in the world. Woo-wee, okay. That's better. I have been doing quite a few things today. Oh god, I'm tired. Whew. Can't stop yawning.